Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we'll be doing a beginner's guide and walkthrough for the game Outer Worlds. If you enjoy watching this type of video, or if you enjoy this video specifically, make sure and give the channel a like, subscribe. I do appreciate it. Comments are welcome as well. So you might ask, why am I doing a walkthrough of a game that's 3 years old? Well, the answer is this is in anticipation of Outer Worlds 2, which will be released in the near future. So some gamers may want to go back and play Outer Worlds, or maybe you haven't heard of Outer Worlds before. A lot of the content on my channel so far has been for Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. This game was developed by the Obsidian team that did Fallout New Vegas. A lot of people who watch my channel are Fallout New Vegas fans, and some of the complaints about Fallout 4 and 76 were the lack of dialogue options, the lack of dialogue consequences. You'll get to see a lot of that in Outer Worlds, as well as some of kind of the offbeat humor that many enjoyed from Fallout New Vegas. That's also here in the game. The game has been supported in the last 3 years. As you can see from the screen, there are 2 DLCs that are available so far. Those can be played on higher levels, so we probably won't be getting to them during this video walkthrough. One of the first things you might want to do when you start to play the game is go ahead and go to the settings. Now right now I have the music turned completely down. I will turn the music back up because the music is pretty good, but I didn't want it to have to compete with it as we started. As far as gameplay, one of the things that you might want to enable or disable is this option of showing helmets. I'd prefer to see the companions' faces and the player's face, so I go ahead and turn these off. You still get the bonuses of wearing the helmet, it just doesn't show in the cinematic. And then another thing you want to turn off, I like to turn off this auto collapse inventory because I like to move things around like I want them. I also turn off this show base stats. This will have to do with the weapons that you carry. Often through your perks and skills and mods, you'll get various upgrades and tinkering to weapons, and so the base stats may not be accurate. So I go ahead and turn that off so that I can see the stats based on what my character has at the moment. So let's go back, and let's turn the music back up a bit. And we will start a new game. And I'm going to go ahead and play on normal mode. If I would encourage players to perhaps play on hard mode if they're played before or they're pretty familiar with first-person shooters. I'm going to play on the normal mode for balance, and so that we can get more done in the videos and give you a more typical game performance. I'll go ahead and leave this as is. And we see here a poster for Halcyon. That is the star system.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon Colony.
A little bit of the preview of the humor to come. Here we have Phineas Wells. Who is here aboard the spaceship Hope.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
And here we get our character creation screen. Now, as you can see, we have attributes, skills, and perks. We'll start off with the attributes. Once these are set at the beginning of the game, you will not have a chance to go back later and adjust these. So I'm going to go, they all start at average, and then as you can see at the top, you have 6 points remaining. If you
I hope you're ready to shoulder a burden, friend.
So, as you can see, each various rating has effects. You can see how it affects your skills, but then there are also passive or actually long-term gameplay implications. So, if you were to go below average strength, as you can see, your melee damage goes down, your carrying capacity goes down, and your tactical time dilation move time is cut in half. In other words, how fast you can move during tactical time dilation, TTD, which is Outer Worlds version of VATS. But by moving a stat to below average, you actually gain a point for allocating elsewhere. Now, I'm going to leave this at average. I would not pay, when doing these various attributes, I would not pay too much attention, to the affected skills, as you'll have lots of time during the game to enhance your skills, but you will not have a chance to go back and adjust these attributes so the passive benefits or will affect you throughout the game. So that's what I really look at when I pick these. There's really 3 builds that you can make or recommended, or you could see. One is a melee heavy build. Another is a ranged weapon build. And then the other is a personality build. If you have it is possible to play this game in a more peaceful way and talk your way through most engagements. You will be able to pick up some companions along the way that can help you with the fighting. As a matter of fact, if given the correct stats, they'll pretty much do all the fighting for you. And so if you want to play the game in a more passive way or more diplomatic way, maybe you would want to call this a diplomatic build, that is possible in this game as well. I am going to, for this build, feature ranged weapons, but I will be picking up the companions along the way as you get some more dialogue options, you get some extra quests, more XP, and I think it shows more of the game flavor. So I'm going to kind of do a hybrid between a
Wonder if I left the macrowave running.
yes, a ranged character and using companions. So I'm going to go ahead and put intelligence on high. Three of I find most important skills that you'll use that you want to level up pretty quickly are lockpick, science, engineering, and hack. And so you see that helps. Intelligence will help with those. Perception affects guns and such. So, and then the bonus to headshots and weak spot. I'm going to go ahead and move that up. I'm going to go ahead and add to this. Now we'll stay average here on temperament. If you go to below average...
Oh dear. Did you actually punch out your anger, counselor?
If you're not planning on doing a melee build, this might be an option. It just means that you'll have to use health potions, for a better word, chems, to restore health. I like to have the 2-point health regeneration as you play, and that's a definite must if you're going to play a melee character. As you can see, I have one more remaining. I'm going to go ahead and put that one in Dex. Or I'm going to, move intelligence up to very high. Now, interestingly enough, if you do pick a
You're a few stars short of a constellation.
One of the things that comes with having below average intelligence is that you will get dialogue options called the dumb dialogue option or response, which some people may remember from...
A genius! And the board was going to leave you to rot.
So, I believe this is going to mean my setup, average, average, very high, high, good, and average. Again, once you set these, this is what will remain for the rest of the game. So let's go to... Now we have the skills, and as we see, each skill kind of comes... Instead of a skill tree, you kind of have, I guess, branches. To where you have a melee branch, a ranged branch, defense, your dialogue skills, stealth skills, tech skills, and leadership skills. And it says you have 2 points available, but really these are kind of like mega points. They're really worth 10 each. And what you'll want to do is put these into a particular branch. Also, one thing to notice is that each skill has this series of unlocks where you get different perks every 20 points. I think one of the most important things we want to do to get, again, the skills that we're going to want to get up to 20 rather quickly are both our handgun skills, because that unlocks the TTD or VATS option. I don't usually put a whole lot of points into the dodge and block. I don't find those very useful. Dodge might help if you're as a melee. I never really could get the block skill going. It's just better to kill people quickly rather than block. These aren't as important at the beginning of the game, as most of your options will be below 10, so we're not going to put any points there. Hack is already at 20, which is good because that allows us to use the vending machines. Now lockpick, we're going to want to get up to 20. And you'll see, because what it does is any lock that requires one lock pick, or in this game mag picks, are essentially free to open. So that will save you a lot of mag picks for harder containers. So we will want to get lock pick up to 20 fairly quickly. As you can see, science is already at 20. That allows you to tinker, which is how you improve your weapons and armors on workbenches. That's important. Medical, not as important, having a second drug for your inhaler. I'll show how that works later. But engineering is going to be important. We are going to want to get that up to 20 fairly quickly so that we can repair weapons and armor in the field instead of just at a workbench. And then these are the abilities for companions. You don't start the game with a companion, so these aren't as important at the beginning. So I'm going to use my 2 mega points to add to one, put one in ranged.
A crack shot. Capital.
So there, that enables TTD for handguns. We will start out with a handgun. And then I'm also going to add one to our stealth skills.
You certainly know your way around a mag pick.
Yeah, we will. Getting sneak up to 20 gives you a bonus damage when attacking from sneak position, which will become helpful soon. And then that boosted our lockpick up to 20, so we'll go with that. Now you have these aptitudes. These are kind of fun, maybe helps you pick out a backstory. I personally would not pick one that gives a skill boost. You can see there are many that give a 1 point skill boost. You'll have lots of opportunity to boost your skills throughout the game. So I would pick something else, like here this reduces shock damage, which is what you generally get from robots. I'm going to go ahead and pick Janitor. Gives you the 3% damage reduction for corrosion. There's lots of animals that spit acid at you that cause corrosion. I find it extremely frustrating, so I'm going to pick the Janitor, and we'll just know that this character was a janitor before signing up to fly to Halcyon on the Hope.
If this were an Aetherwave drama, I'd say something about cleaning up the colony.
Now, this is the, I'm going to, there's lots, you could spend an hour playing here. I'm going to pick a male character, and then I just let my teenage daughters go to town and create a character for me. So this is going to be the character that they have suggested I play. Let's see, as I go through these settings that they wrote down for me. Let's see, hairstyle. They're saying 28. So this is what they've got for me. As you can see, lots of options. Features, let's see. Left makeup at 1, dirt at 1, scar at 1, and age. It says middle. Alright, so that's what we're gonna. Thanks, kids. This is what we'll be working with throughout this walkthrough. And I guess the name for this character. Oh, I guess I could have gone up and picked it from the prompts. And there's a synopsis of what we've picked. And we're going to accept this character.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend. Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down.
Shit.
Looks like I'll be having to check the not appropriate for kids box for this video. Thanks, Professor Wells.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more.
Makes me wonder who else he practiced on to get to find this perfect chemical concoction.
The board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck.
All right. Here we are, jettisoned down to the surface. From this banner, here's the chairman celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Hope's disappearance to our lost brothers and sisters. But we know they're not lost. We know they're just floating out in subspace.
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry, I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
So we see in the beginning, as we pass through the atmosphere here and land, luckily we know exactly which buttons to press to open this pod.
Ah, you've landed. Good. Hawthorne should be close by.
Oh, he's very close by.
Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste.
Alright, so
Hawthorne
it's...
won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
Alright, so we can move. Let's look around and we see Captain Hawthorne there. He's grasping the beacon. And we've been giving our first initial quest to make our way to his ship. And then we'll go through some tutorial type things. So, obviously here's X to jump over the log. And I'm playing on the PS4. These controls are, I would say, are a little jerky sometimes. As you can see, as we crouch, we also go into sneak, and that's when the aim reticule, or whatever you want to call it, changes to sneak. These little things are called sprats. They're harmless at the moment. Okay, L3 to sprint. Alright, pretty straightforward. As you see, we have kind of a path point to the ship. We have here what appears to be a marauder thug who's missing his legs chewed off, and he has some adreno, so let's take that. That's kind of your healing potion drug. That's all there is to do with him. Now they're suggesting we sneak past these creatures on the left, which may have been the ones that removed his leg. You see there's a little camp set up right there. Can't get to it, but we'll go ahead and go into sneak mode. And as you see, as we move through the grass, it becomes kind of translucent there so that you know that we're in the grass. Here's the creatures we're supposed to sneak past. Now, right now with the kind of flat triangle like that, they can see that we are unaware. As they turn into a... Here, I'll go ahead and come out of sneak. See how they turn into... Now we have been noticed. We have the exclamation points inside the triangle. Luckily for us, they're stuck up there. Go ahead and get out of the sneak, and then we jump down into this cave.
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Alright, that was the example of tactical time dilation, or the slowing of time. There's more little sprats. And then we get to this drop-off. There's actually no way to safely jump down here without getting hurt. If you're super concerned, you can kind of jump down to the left and then jump down, but you still take some damage. And then this is where we use our adreno, our inhaler, and it looks like that. And we can mix various concoctions to put in the inhaler. And we see here that we have this guard that we can interact with.
Come here.
Sure.
You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings.
Now, as you can see, we're getting a skill option since we have medical of 5, at least 5 or more. We can use this medical skill and get some XP for that.
Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's Choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
So he mentioned Spacer's Choice.
Oh, we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Not that I deserve to be. Can't even deliver a company slogan. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take them. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters.
And so we've got these various options. He mentioned that he works for Spacer's Choice. They're one of the several corporations that run the Halcyon here. I would say they're more of the Walmart of the corporations. Can ask about the Marauders.
Flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
As you can see, unless we really screwed up, we have at least a point of 1 in everything. We'll go ahead and let this guy know what we really think.
Yeah, you sound a lot like my lieutenant. Here, hope this gun serves you better than it did me. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
Yeah, you'll find that the characters we meet are kind of required to advertise for the particular company they work for.
You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
All right, we can ask him about the Hope.
The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Well, we would hate for you to violate company policy now, wouldn't we? He is a real company man. And as you can see, we now have this weapon. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a few things around here. Oh. Come on. There's a can of salt tuna we can get. And back around here. Get this last little... And that's all that we can do here. Now, as he mentioned, those are the canisters for us to shoot and blow up. But before we do, it is possible to attack or kill just about anybody in this game, and we will get some XP. Well, there we go. So that did reduce our reputation with Spacer's Choice, but hey, we got 200 XP. And we get to take this riot control armor that he has. And as we look in our inventory, we have the saber that he gave us and his light pistol. We have this journal entry. Shows our quests. And back to the inventory. Oh. Now this is the armor we started with, this hibernation spacesuit. As you can see, it gives a +5 bonus to all of our tech skills. with an armor of 3. But from him, we get this armor 4 and +5 to stealth skills. It's going to help us much more as we progress through this walkthrough. There's also a spot for a helmet. So you have 1 spot for armor, 1 spot for helmet. And as you can see, this Riot Control armor has a slot for 4 different mods. You have an armoring mod, a gadget mod, a skill mod, and a utility mod. So you can go ahead and whatever's in your heart, if you want to let him live and are worried about your reputation with Spacer's Choice, you can let him go. I went ahead and took him out for the XP. Maybe not the best choice, but it was Spacer's Choice. So let's go ahead and take that out.
Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the... This...
Still having technical difficulties, it sounds like. If you want just a little bit of XP, or if you want to practice shooting, you can shoot these little sprats. It's up to you. Like I said, if you want a little target practice, I'm not going to worry about them too much. And we emerge from the cave. And again, here's the tactical time dilation. Now, I want to say, if you're enjoying this walkthrough so far, you want to give a like or subscribe. The channel does feature various beginners walkthroughs. I have Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 in addition to this one, so you'll be notified as new videos come out, and hopefully check out some of my other videos. So we have a Vandal muttering and snorting. If we sneak over to this rock here, we can see him sitting by these barrels. Now these barrels are explosive. As you can see, he's totally unaware of us. So we can go ahead and shoot one of the barrels. Oh, dang it. Like that. And get his buddy who rushes us. Couple of headshots and he's gone. We can go ahead and get out of sneak mode here. Take what he has to offer. Roll around to their camp. Now this is what I was talking about. We currently have 2 mag picks. So that's why there's a 2. We have a skill of 28. And this particular one, it's gonna, when it says we have 2/0, 0 is how many it's going to cost to pick. So since we have our skill of over 20, we can pick this one for free. If you do decide to go with a melee build, this is a much better melee option. Than the saber. Now the one of the pitfalls here is trying to find these bodies. They sometimes get scattered and thrown into the grass. We're really trying to find out where this guy went after he got blown up by the barrels, so he could have got thrown anywhere over here. They do, that is kind of frustrating. He does have some good gear on him, so it would have been nice to found his body wherever it was blown to. Very frustrating. Oh, is that him? No. Again, these little flowers, they blend in pretty well. I really do wish that they would glow so that you could find them. Oh, there he is. Alright, we get a bit cartridge, which is cash, and some more light ammo. I'm going to go ahead and go back into sneak mode. As we'll see over here, there are 3 more Marauders. There's a Vandal. There's another one walking over there. I'm going to go ahead and back up for a bit. There's actually 3 of them. There's one back behind there as well. And you can see a lot of times they'll go on a regular patrol route. It's kind of always good to find a fallback position. Like this tree would be a good fallback position. Now, what we want to do and I'm going to point this out as we go to our inventory. Go back to, inventory, weapons. If you want to inspect the weapon, you'll see that it has a range, but it also has a noise range. So the noise range for this weapon is 25 meters. Also has a special effect of bleed. So if we were to kill one enemy and the other one was out of sight and more than 25 meters away, we would not get noticed. So what we're going to try to do is wait for this guy to walk back over here and the other guy to walk over that way. So we can see if we can get him 25. Keep on coming. Come on, keep on coming. You keep walking away. You walk toward us. Here we go. Well, that didn't work. We wound up alerting all of them. See if we can get our tactical time to again, here we can use this tree, kind of hide behind this tree for a minute. So we got him. Go ahead and take an Adreno hit. And let's see if we can't find the bodies. I have to say that is one of my major frustrations with this game, spending a lot of time searching for bodies. Here's our tree. Oh, here we. That goon. The goon is the guy that attacked us with melee. Here's the Marauder, Vandal. So that did not go as well as planned. Perhaps you can execute that a little better than I did. And then are able to find the other corpse. Here we go. Go ahead and load up. And we can see there's Hawthorne's ship. And here we have Private Kimball and Lieutenant Mercer. Now, sorry, save the game real quick. Because there's a couple options we can use here. The first option is that we can walk up and talk to them, and we'll get a little bit of XP, and they'll help us
before you get yourself killed.
fight the marauders who are guarding the ship over here. So let's talk with them, see what's going on.
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about.
So we can let her know about her teammate that we met in the cave.
Really? How is he?
And get a little XP for lying.
Well, that's a relief. You don't want to know how much paperwork's involved in paying off a gravesite fee. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some.
So then we have all these options, and again, most of these should be over 5 for you, so you should be able to pick one of them.
You think? Most marauders can't even talk. But criminals do attract other criminals by their own nature. You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
That little part, it almost makes it worse going through the dialogue with her just to hear that option. And then, like I said, they immediately will engage and unfortunately take out a lot of the marauders, so you will not, which takes a lot of your opportunity to earn XP. And then you can talk some more to them.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork. This is gonna take a lot of
And
paperwork.
loot the bodies. Or you have the other option. So let's load our last save. And instead of the 30 XP that we got through our 2 dialogue options, we're going to go ahead and kill Mercer or, and Kimball.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed!
And that's going to net us much more XP. A slight decline in our reputation with Spacer's Choice, but I'll take that chance. Now, the tactic here is to get behind this rock that I found and get to where you just have a good headshot on Private Kimball. So I'm going to go into, I'm going to aim. I'll go into tactical dilation. Oh. Well, and we should have been able to take him out. Darn it. Now what we want to do is...
Out of ammo, reloading!
Okay, he's down. Now we want to get this rock between us and her. And she'll eventually, believe it or not, lose us. Stay sneak behind this rock. Oh, Well, so much for that. Alright. Yep, we do take a decrease in reputation, but get way more XP. Not to mention all their cool stuff. So let's go find him. Oh. You also get these codexes. It's kind of a part of the tutorial. Just take that off real quick. Oh, darn it. Come on. Go back to inventory. Armor. Here we go. Sorry about that. So we now have this helmet and another 100% condition Bright Control armor. As you can see, we're down to 80% here. So let's go ahead and get back to the 100% one, and we can equip this helmet. And reload. Go back into sneak mode. Now we're going to have to deal with the marauders that are guarding the ship. So I find it best to just sneak way over here. And again, they are kind of tough to take on all at once. If we can get one that's drawn off that the others won't notice, that's great. There's usually one that's sitting behind a rock. And then a couple that are patrolling. There we have that one. So I'm going to go all the way around over here, and I'm going to kind of use... Oh. Try to use the spaceship. Turn around, go back. Nothing to see here. Here we go. So we'll allow him to patrol back in this direction. Just have a little patience here. Again, this can be kind of tricky if you pick the more didn't go melee or weapon heavy. Come on. So we've got that guy over there. And then we have our patrol guy. I hear his footsteps. Kind of get into this grass. Come on, come back this way. Maybe we can get him to... Hey, we're over here. Hide back here in the... Come on, walk over this way a bit. Please. Please walk over this way a bit. There we go. Oh. Didn't work out so well. But that's why we save. take another shot. Oh. Okay, we got him. Wait for the T. Like I said, try to hide behind this rock a little bit. Ah! Go back to our original save. Well, that's how not to do it, and that's why we save. I should have been able to take out that first guy all by himself. So we'll just play the safe way after all.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed.
Well, I did get myself killed. So I guess we'll...
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders, Really? Well, that's a relief. You don't want to know how much paperwork's involved in paying off a gravesite fee. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son. You think? Most marauders can't even talk. But criminals do attract other criminals by their own nature. You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Alright, yeah. Maybe we can get a few more of them and get some more XP. There, we got that one. There we go. So we were able to get quite a few of them in that way and get more XP. Come on. Give us all the stuff. We get this canid meat. Nothing on him. We are... And we can go ahead and walk onto the ship. And then we have Kimball. And believe it or not, even after we get off the ship, we can take him out if we want. So we're going to go ahead and... This ought to level us up here in a minute. As you can see, this used to be the reliable. Now the unreliable. Branded the unreliable. You have these little storage spaces. Now if you take anything out of here, which we're going to go ahead and do, our ship's computer, which is right there, is going to recognize us as, quote, marauders. Oops.
Marauder, please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health.
And we get this light assault rifle.
Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities.
So we get to talk to Ada here. I like to see her eye expressions.
Hello. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violence.